City of Stevens Point Finance Committee meeting, recorded June 9, 2025.
Okay, it's 6:28. I'm going to call the meeting of the Finance Committee to order. Marcy, could we have a roll call, please?
Christensen?
Here.
Morrow?
Here.
Shuda?
Here.
Keemer? Here. Broderick? Here.
Okay, we're all here. Next item on the agenda, discussion and possible action on the authorization to apply for a WEDC Brownfield grant program for the Centerpoint Department's affordable housing project. Chris, would you like to enlighten us a little bit? Share some knowledge?
Sure. As many of you know, there's some environmental contamination on the Shopko sites. Doesn't come as a surprise. The developer still has a sizable gap in the project because of the contamination and needing to address that contamination to make a housing project or any sort of development there cost-effective or feasible. So the developer, we have worked with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation to allow for developers to apply for the funds on the city's behalf with our support, helping promote the project in the community. And so we are requesting authorization for the developer to apply for those funds directly so they can handle all the reporting requirements and ease some of the staff burden on reporting the grant applications, awards, and expenditures.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the committee?
I would move approval of authorization for the WEDC Brownfield grant.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Keemer. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alder Broderick. Any comments from the committee? Any thoughts, suggestions, concerns? Any from the public? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor of giving authorization to apply for the WEDC Brownfield Grant Program for that project would signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And opposed would be no. And that passes unanimously. Item number 3, approval of planning and guidelines for capital projects, debt capacity, overall financial planning, and tax levy impacts. This is a follow-up from the excellent presentation that we had a chance to listen to this past month. So, Comptroller Treasurer Laddick, would you like to?
Sure. Yeah. So as I outlined in the memo, there's really 3 major points that I'm looking for specific action on or specific feedback on, and I know that we had some preliminary feedback during the presentation, but I still wanted to bring it back after you've had a month to think about it to see if anything's changed or to make sure that everybody's in agreement on sort of how we move forward. So the first point is, as we discussed, right now we spend about $5 million a year on road projects. In the business 51 years, that's really not going to be feasible. The most that we can afford is about $3 million. And our initial discussion was sort of positive toward the $3 million a year, but I just wanted to make sure that we're set with that moving forward, or if we wanted to change that number, we certainly could. Also, evaluating the list of major projects. I did outline sort of the major projects that are above and beyond our normal capital budgeting process. So really there's sort of 2 components to this. There's the really large projects, and then there's also sort of the smaller projects that fit into our usual capital budget, which right now is $9 to $10 million a year. With the reduction in road projects, it would be more in the range of $7 to $8 million a year going forward. But wanted to make sure that, as you look at those lists, at that list of projects, wanted to see if there's anything that we needed to discuss further on that, or if we're good with that list. And I would also note that we can change it in the future as well if needs change.
Right.
So we're not stuck like glue, but it's nice to be able to plan a little bit, at least tentatively. And then the final point is splitting the tax rate impacts of City Hall across 2 years. So as we discussed, it'll be a big hit in 1 year. We could spread that across 2 years, but that will mean making the first adjustment for that for the tax bills that go out December of 2025.
Okay. Mr. Mayor.
One thing I wanted to point out, too, when we talk about reducing the annual projected road budget from about the $5 million that we spend now to a maximum of $3 million during the Business 51 years. Business 51 is still a road project. I know there's a lot of concerns about the conditions of our roads, especially Church and Division Street. That's why it's getting rebuilt. Right. But we're still doing, Business 51 is still a road project, so it's not like we're slashing the road budget. We're just focusing on that Business 51 on those years as well.
No, I think that's a very important point, where there's quite a few additional miles of road construction that'll be taking place during those years as well.
Yep,
so.
they'll just all be Business 51.
Exactly. Okay, any other comments? I think Comptroller, you did an excellent job last month, and I also appreciate you bringing it to us a month prior, so we do have a chance to look at it and asking questions, and you and I have discussed it a little bit, and I still think all of those recommendations are very thoughtful, so I would like to see us go ahead with it. Is there a motion by anyone?
I'll move approval.
Okay, we have a move for approval.
I second.
By Keemer and a second by Morrow. Any other comments by the committee? Any from the public? All right, hearing none, we will take a vote. All in favor of those recommendations, and again, as Comptroller did indicate, they're not set in stone, so if need be and we have to tweak them, that is a possibility. But for right now, those in favor of that being our guideline, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And opposed would be no. Excellent. Then that takes us all the way to item number 4, approval of claims paid. Comptroller, any large ones things you'd like to bring to our attention?
Sure. So we did have a tax settlement in May for the April installment date. So we did pay the other taxing jurisdictions their share of the property taxes that we collected. We also paid the Convention and Visitors Bureau for their portion of room tax that we collected. We pay them quarterly. And then the other one that I wanted to point out is we also paid the county $131,000 in terms of unspent EMS funds. We have a contract with the county. Basically, they provide us an annual amount. Whatever we don't spend out of that, we return to the county so that it can be reinvested into the EMS system. And certainly I know the fire department works very hard to keep those costs down, to give a very financially cost-effective service for county taxpayers.
Excellent. Mr. Mayor.
Quick question. So, did you just say that we have a contract with the county and we return money to the county this year?
Yes, correct. And we pretty much do every year. So
I know. I just want everybody to hear that a lot.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that we have a good working relationship with the county. And that contract, well, we got it renewed for a while now, but when that contract comes up, we negotiate in good faith, and we return the money that we don't use.
Yes.
And that money goes back into the EMS.
Yes.
Well, not just into the general fund.
It's supposed to go back into the EMS fund. So.
Excellent. Yes, you're right. We also look for the benefit of all the county taxpayers, not just.
We are county taxpayers as well.
Yeah, we certainly are.
Yep.
So, okay. Anyone from the committee have any questions on other
The
items?
Bucco Park lights, we didn't pay $140 though of that, did we? Didn't we get that reimbursed?
That was
back?
fundraising.
Yeah, a lot of it was fundraising.
They gave it to us and then we paid that bill.
Correct. Yep.
We did donate, as far as the city, what, 50,000 of the?
Correct.
Money in there,
Yep. If memory serves me.
That sounds right.
Correct. It was 50,000.
Once again, the majority was funded
The
by a very
majority
generous
was
community.
private citizens
Yes.
stepping up and donating.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, we will vote to approve the claims paid. All in favor of those?
I don't think we have a motion yet.
Oh, I thought we did.
I don't think so.
Oh, is there a motion?
There's a motion, so moved.
Motion by Alder Morrow. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alder Schuda. All in favor of approving those Claims paid, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and opposed would be no. And that passes unanimously. Item number 5, we will need a motion to adjourn to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statutes 19.85, 1 E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session on the following. And I get to scroll down. Negotiating a development agreement in Tax Incremental Financing District 11. And we will be reconvening for possible action on that closed session item afterwards, so.
I am going to shut down the Zoom meeting. We will not reestablish the Zoom meeting. However, the recording will come on back when we reconvene into open session.
Okay. We will need a motion to go in closed session.
Motion to go into closed session.
A motion by Alder Morrow. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alder Broderick. That requires a roll call vote.
It does.
Morrow?
Yes.
Aye.
Shuda?
Aye.
Keemer?
Aye.
Broderick? Aye. Christensen?
Aye. So we are in closed session.